Hello everyone, we're going to be talking more about the possible severe weather outbreak for Wednesday, even going into Friday. But before we could get into this video, I would ask you to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family who might be interested in watching daily weather forecasts for the whole entire US. But anyways, let's get right into this video. So right now we're looking at my severe weather outlook. This is pretty much showing you where the most severe weather is going to happen for Wednesday. I've highlighted an area in pinkish purplish color, pretty much in that area. That's where the most significant severe weather is expected to happen, within that purple shaded area. Now this is definitely going to change in the next 2 days. But definitely right now, that's where that's the main threat of severe weather. Also in the darker red color, that's where you're expecting also a good chance of this severe weather as well. But it definitely is a little bit lower than the purple shaded color, but definitely you still have that good chance of severe weather. Then you have your normal red color, and you still have a chance for severe weather. It definitely is more isolated than the purple color, but definitely you still do have that chance for isolated supercells within a given point. You can look at the actual Storm Prediction Center outlook, and here's the actual Storm Prediction Center outlook for Wednesday. They've only issued a slight risk of severe weather, which is in the yellow risk there. That's where the most significant severe weather will happen so far. I do think they're gonna an enhanced risk is likely down here for parts of Oklahoma. The energy and Cape values are pretty high. They're in the 4,000s, which is gonna suit very large hail within these storms here. And that more darker green color, you got a marginal risk of severe weather, which is within that darker green shaded area. And your general thunderstorm risk area, which is in the light green, that's where most of the severe thunderstorms are expected to happen. But you still do have a chance for those general thunderstorms. The main threats are around wind and rain within those general thunderstorms. And you're going to look at the probabilistic. We don't have the separate tornado, wind, and hail risks yet, but you do already have a significant risk for hail and wind, which are the main threats right now. There isn't a lot of shear, so definitely there won't be as much tornadoes as was before. There's not a lot of shear within the air, so there's not going to be much of a tornado risk, but definitely there'll be a 2% or 5% tornado risk possible within the Oklahoma area. You got a significant risk for hail so far within the hatched area there. That's where you're seeing almost 2 inches or higher in hail within that hatched area. Also up to golf ball sized hail within the yellow shaded area, and up to quarter sized hail in the green shaded area as well. You can look at the models here, what ingredients we need for these possible intense supercells within this kind of severe weather risk area. Alright, so we're looking at around May 12th. This is the available energy that's within the atmosphere, and you've got some energy down here for most of Texas here. Definitely could suit some thunderstorm development within that area. No severe storms are expected for May 12th. You get into May 13th though, and you really start to see in the afternoon hours of May 13th really high energy values here. You're in the 4,000 joules per kilogram, which is very high energy. It's really going to suit this very large hail that's expected. Then that calms down a little bit. Still pockets of a lot of energy, especially over here by the Kansas City area. You got to have some pretty intense supercells for the overnight hours of May 13th. Get into early morning hours of May 14th, and then you get into the midday. Energy on the Cape values skyrocket once again in the afternoon hours of May 14th. So this is a multi-day severe weather threat here. You've got up to 4.5 joules per kilogram here, or actually I should say 4,000.5 joules per kilogram. So there's a lot of energy within the air. That's what's suiting this very large hail development. and that just keeps on skyrocketing, almost 5,000 joules per kilogram over here in northern Oklahoma, northeastern Oklahoma, to be exact. And then that's about as far as we can go with the NAM model. You can look at the significant tornado threat. It is there's definitely little pockets of a significant tornado threat within that type of area there, but not much of a significant tornado threat. Like I said earlier, you can get into May 14th as well. Little bit of a significant tornado threat in northern Missouri, but not that much for anything too bad here. Definitely see where there's a very little bit of orange there possibly with that significant tornado threat. But like I said earlier, there's not a lot of shear, so definitely not a big tornado threat. Supercell composite, which is pretty much saying where these supercells of development, where these supercells will develop and the chance of them developing. Get into the afternoon hours of May 13th, and there's definitely a good chance for these supercells, especially in western and central Oklahoma. Thus, we have a good chance for these supercells to develop within those red and orange areas, also those yellow areas. You have a very good chance for those supercells to develop. That calms down in the overnight hours, and then you get into early afternoon hours of May 14th, and then you got another good chance of some supercells in the Missouri, Illinois, Kansas, kind of that area there, even reaching into the Ohio Valley area. Over here in Michigan, you also have a pretty decent chance of those supercells developing here, becoming more widespread in the late afternoon hours of May 14th, especially in those orange areas there. You can look at the future radar here, and let's go ahead and select the simulated reflectivity. Let's start over here in Oklahoma, and you can see here, you get into May 12th. Like I said, there's a decent amount of energy. Definitely some supercells are possible today. Not a big risk of tornadoes or anything today, but main threats are wind and hail within those cells over there. Those roll through Dallas area. You might get some possibly a little bit of lightning and some heavy rain. Not anything too bad. You get into May 13th though, and of course this model doesn't go that far, so we'll look at the NAM model here for the simulated reflectivity. And so you got the storms rolling through today, and you get into around May 14th, you start to see these supercells really just skyrocketing coverage around the Oklahoma, Texas area, heading in kind of an eastward direction there, more of a northeastern direction actually. And then you can't really see much high definition radar right now, but tomorrow we definitely will get to see that. Definitely you see there's roll through there, and then you get into May 15th or May 14th as well. You definitely see some supercells start to develop in the Kansas, Missouri area there. So if you did enjoy this video, I would ask you to subscribe to the channel if you are interested in watching daily weather forecasts, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family. But anyways, stay safe.